Good evening and welcome to Spotlight. I'm Preston Parker. Spotlight is a video magazine program produced by advanced television students at the University of Laverne. Spotlight focuses on interesting people, places, and events in and around the cities of Laverne and San Dimas. We have a mixed bag of fun shows for you. When the LA County Fair rolled into town in August, the weather was hot. We figured, why not go to the fair and look for ways to cool off? This led us on a quest to find some of the fair's best sweet icy treats. It's summertime, which means it's officially time to hang out with the family, to go out and have an adventure. And by far, one of the best summer destinations is the LA County Fair. Filled with rides, food, and games, people of all ages are destined to find something they love. There's only one thing that could possibly put a damper on a day in a place like this. Preston Parker here, and I'm at the LA County Fair where it is hot, hot, hot. The sun is shining, the lines are long, and the need for some ice-cold water is serious. But never fear, because I'm here to make sure we find the best icy treats to beat the heat. Follow me. From smoothies to popcorn, the fair is home to hundreds of great treats. Chocolate-covered strawberries, candy apples, fried Oreos, cheesecake, but we have gotten word of a few great icy treats. And our first stop is a place called Chicken Charlie's. All right, so do us a favor and tell us your name and where it is that you work.
I'm Chicken Gerald, and I work right here at the Mecca that you see right behind me, the Chicken Shrine, known as Chicken Charlie's.
Awesome. Now, tell me, has it been hot lately?
It's been hot out. I mean, the first week of the fair was up around 110, 115 out here. And yeah, it does get warm out here.
Now, is there something that you eat to cool down, or do you have a favorite icy treat?
I have the cotton candy ice cream sandwich, which I don't even know what to say about that. The first time I took a bite of it, I just froze up. I locked up for about 3 minutes. It's that good. It took me a while to gather myself before I could even utter an English sentence.
Tell me, how do you make a cotton candy ice cream sandwich?
We take cotton candy that we make ourselves. We got a couple guys, all they do is spin cotton candy back there. Yeah, when they come out, they look like a unicorn or something. They're just 5 different colors. It's fun. I want to go work over there, but anyways, we take that cotton candy, we have a special way of compressing it and making a bun out of it. So it just looks almost like a hamburger bun, only one is pink and one is blue. It's vanilla ice cream. Then we roll it in Fruity Pebbles because we just can't leave it alone. And it tastes awesome.
It had a kind of melt-in-your-mouth feeling of happiness. But this next place promises to take you to an irresistible sugary heaven. I am here at Fave's Churros and Gelatos, where they serve, yep, you guessed it, churros and gelatos, sundaes, Italian ice, everything. Now, I'm standing here with one of their amazing employees. Can you please tell us your name?
My name is Christian.
Christian, now what is this that you have in your hands?
This is our churro dog.
Our churro dog. Now what's in it? What's on the churro dog?
It's kind of our version of a banana split almost, but a lot less healthier. It's a chocolate bar donut split in half with a churro down the middle, 3 scoops of your choice of any of our fresh made gelatos, whipped cream, and chocolate sauce on top.
This looks amazing. Now, who came up with this?
Our manager did, Camille.
I dig it. Is this new this year, or when did this first come out?
It came out last year. We just wanted to combine our churros and our gelato, because we're Fave's Churros and Gelato.
I love it. Now, would you say this is a crowd favorite?
It is. A lot of people like it. I mean, look at it. You can't look at it and not want it.
It's beautiful.
It is.
I am so excited. Ooh. It's really good. This is amazing. Oh my God. Now, if sweet treats aren't your thing, well, that's okay, because you can always find a wonderful place in the ASC. But a little birdie has just told me about another amazing icy treat that can help you beat the heat back at Chicken Charlie's, so let's go check it out. I traveled back across the fair to visit our Chicken Charlie's expert, Chicken Gerald. I heard that you all have some new sweet treats. Can you tell me a little bit about those?
Every year we come up, not every year, it's every fair. We do 1 or 2 unique items that we want to display in that fair. It just so happens at this fair, we have the Krispy Kreme ice cream chicken sandwich, and it's phenomenal. We also have the cotton candy ice cream sandwich.
Now, whose idea was this?
This is all Chicken Charlie's, you know. I don't really see him anymore. We're like Charlie's Angels. I only talk to him on the phone, but he'll disappear for like days and he'll come out like, you know, his hair's all messed up. He's got stuff all over. I got this new item, man. I'm like, what is it? He goes, check this out. That's when he came up with the ice cream chicken sandwich. Incredible. The guy's a mad genius.
Chicken Charlie was indeed a genius. That's really good. So obviously the fair is the best place to get a sweet treat to beat the heat. Now, out of all the things I've tried today, I must say that the ice cream chicken sandwich was probably the best thing I have had at the fair. But hey, we have more years and more times to try and beat the heat in the best ways possible here at the LA County Fair. Long known for its quality education for high school students, the Webb Schools lie nestled in the foothills of Claremont. What a lot of people don't know is that the Webb Schools are home to the Raymond M. ALF Museum of Paleontology, the only museum of its kind on a high school campus in the United States.
Located in Claremont, the Raymond ALF Museum of Paleontology at the Webb Schools exhibits ALF's collection of fossils. The museum provides an educational and scientific awareness for the public.
My name is Gabriel Santos. I'm the collections manager and a paleontologist here at the ALF Museum. My favorite part actually is that we are the only nationally accredited museum on a high school campus. And with that, it's super cool that my students that I get to work with are high school students. They get to come into our museum and get to learn an appreciation for science. And they get to go out fossil collecting, and I think that shows in our museum because on exhibit are a lot of the fossils that our students found. And that's something super cool. And there's a story behind that, and when a high school student or any kind of student gets to come here and see that a kid like them could do paleontology, it creates a connection that other kids can be like, oh, I can be a scientist. Or, you know, not even that, just like, science is awesome because a kid like me is doing it. And, you know, today we really need more science appreciation, not just education, but just appreciation to know that there's a lot of work that goes into science and it can make the world better.
Well, I'm William Bourbois. I basically work on preparing fossils today. For the most part, I use recycled dental cleaning tools to help clean fossils. And if there's ever cracks in fossils, we have to apply glue so that way it doesn't continue breaking. Very fragile process, and like something like this will take like a couple months to get through. And that's one of the easier ones, I've been told. Like for bigger ones, it can take years to get through enough rock just to get to one bone. So it's a lot of work and patience, but it's a great payoff. I love doing it.
My name is Bailey Jorgensen. I work here at the Raymond ALF Museum of Paleontology.
And my name is Billy Guerrero, and I also work at the Raymond ALF Museum of Paleontology, and I am assisting with explaining a little bit what's going on the table and just helping facilitate the touch table.
The Raymond ALF Museum of Paleontology is named after Ray Alf, who is a teacher here at the Webb Schools in Claremont, California, and it was started by a teacher who was an avid paleontologist, hobbyist, and he began taking his students that he taught his high school students out in the field, and soon they amassed quite a good collection, and the program just continued going, and we decided to start a museum. Now we're a world-class museum with a large collection, and we're working every day to make it bigger and better. Just a couple months ago, we finished renovating our basement area downstairs. We've got some more interactive exhibits that kids, especially young kids, can get involved with, learning of the museum and that sort of thing. And it was only a couple years ago that we finished renovating this upstairs area that we have here. So if you come to the museum, you'll start along a timeline, and you'll be able to start and see fossils in the Precambrian and work your way in a big circle around to modern day fossils, and there's dinosaurs and ice age animals and things in between to check out.
So National Fossil Day is a day created by the National Park Service to celebrate our nation's fossil heritage. National Fossil Day is a day we can bring out all of our really cool fossils for everybody to see and learn about all the cool fossils that we can find. A lot of people think you have to go to really far off places in the desert to find fossils, but that's not true.
Located at 1175 West Baseline Road, the museum is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and on Saturdays from 1 to 4 p.m. For $6 admission, the Raymond ALF Museum of Paleontology is a hidden gem of the Inland Empire.
John Barge III is a Pomona-based artist who has his fingers in a number of different artistic pies. John is an illustrator, fine artist, muralist, and teaches art at the Kennedy Austin Foundation. John is also an innovator who infuses food substances like coffee, beer, and wine into his work.
Hi, I'm John Barge III, and I'm an artist. I am more of an illustrator / fine artist. So that was my major at Art Center College of Design, one of the top ranked schools, and so I didn't know whether or not I wanted to be an illustrator or fine artist. So as an illustrator, I do work, contracted or commission work for public and private commissions, and then fine art is just like, you know, the Picassos, the Degas, that do the actual fine art work where they just do it for sale and do it for hopefully getting it sold. So everything from sport art to illustrations for children's books. I am also an artist, contracted artist at O'Donovan's Irish pub and restaurant in downtown Pomona. You know, so the type of art is that every 3 months there's a new mural that goes up. So for about 5 or 6 months out of that, I did about a bunch of Star Wars murals. So now what's up there now is basically Southern Ireland, where the owner's grandmother, her home place, her homestead was in Southern Ireland. So that huge piece is about 10 feet by 20 feet long. And so, like I said, I just go in and it's this ongoing contract for about, 2 to 3 years, almost about to be 4 years. And so this is pretty much probably an artist's dream, to have a major historical building that's under historic committee under the city of Pomona. So this is also one of the locations and the sponsors that'll be actually funding me to do my first ever Guinness World Record attempt, which was awarded by the city for an artist and city collaboration. The classes that I teach are actually the sip and paint classes, and they're predominantly for the ladies' night out concept for women. And so the idea is basically to have them sip wine and do art at the same time. So what happens, it's under the title of Picasso and Pinot Noir. So they have another one called Van Gogh and Merlot, you know, sip and sketch, painting with a twist. Well, the idea is actually also to infuse paint, wine paint, into the actual art.
I've known John for honestly probably like 20 years. I knew he was an artist all the time, but I've never worked with him. So when we have the opportunity, when he came to our organization, I said, hey, let's do a paint and sip, and he was like, let's do it. I didn't know how talented he was. I saw his art a long time ago, but never really paid attention to it. But I'm telling you, this guy is awesome. His work is exquisite.
John is fabulous. And the class is fabulous, absolutely. I wouldn't be back 7 times. And I've got it marked on my calendar for all the times ahead. He's great, he's absolutely great.
So what I'm doing, my first Guinness World Record attempt is the world's largest citrus painting. And so what it is that Pomona used to be an old citrus city. And so the concept is taking all the citrus fruit species, oranges, tangerines, tangelos, grapefruit, and creating this huge montage painting 10 feet or roughly 50, 60 feet. And basically this was awarded under the city public ordinance of the city at large. You're basically in a position to where you're finding yourself that the real personal you It's basically in the ideology of your integrity and your character and who you are as a person. And so it's just the way that I have to present myself to other people. And sometimes it's really through my art. I think in my art it's a voice. So when I see things happening out, you know, in the situation with what's happening with the nation, is that I have to communicate sometimes using art.
It's always good to have a unique style this day and age because a lot of people will use the regular, you know, acrylic, watercolor, and so forth. And I know that he uses like techniques with pen and different materials.
So there's no other actual artist house or any artists that are actually infusing paint and wine and coffee actually into the actual paint itself. I did an actual short documentary with Box Nation, one of the top sports broadcasting companies in the UK, and I was explaining this medium of what I call, it's a new art medium that I came up with, which is eco-raw, sustainable art. And it's basically taking all the edibles, the sustainables around you, and to be able to create art. So I'll use coffee, infused paint, wine, vodka, gold, iron ore, silver, copper, anything. I use your hair if I could. What I'm doing is creating a niche market where I'm basically saying that I no longer just use paint, I use other mediums to now separating me from the actual community of these journeyman artists that are trying to find the path. So instead of going around that journey, I'm already seeing the horizon and the big picture.
A local artist found it tough to locate art supplies in Riverside, so we opened an art store, Urge Palette. The art store started to show the work of local artists. When the space next to Urge Palette became available, Urge Palette renovated the space into Sugar Art Gallery, which now holds regular shows of talented local artists.
Urge Palette is located downtown Riverside, 3635 9th Street. Me and Laura Medea decided to open an art store 2014, and out of necessity for basic art supplies that me and fellow artists were kind of unable to find, I started an art department in an office supply store, and for me to make the transition into an actual art store was, well, an easy decision. We came up with the idea because we were always having shows inside Urge Palette Art Supplies. So we were used to having monthly receptions for gallery shows. And as the months went by and the art shows got bigger, we decided, you know, it was an easy transition again into this place, which is directly next door, which is Paint Sugar Gallery. And we were lucky enough to have the salon that it used to be notify us before the landlord. So we were able to save up and plan a few months ahead of time. So the transition from salon into gallery, it was a fun project, but it was also something that we were always planning in our minds. We were always actually joking about the fact that, oh, if this guy ever moves out, we'll just have an art show there, you know, and then we'll just put like a hole in the wall, and then it would be something that you can move back and forth and have, like, you know, the art store and the gallery combined. And one day he walked in and he was like, hey, I'm gonna move out. You guys should take over and put a passage through the wall. And we were like, will you guys listen to our conversation or what, you know? The very first show we ever did was an all-female witch-themed show called Cauldron Hearted. It was a mixture of mostly local artists, but also out-of-town artists and out of the country as well. And then the show that we have now, which is a double header, one of them being Cali Arte, which is an East Los Angeles collective, a family collective, a husband and wife and their kids. That's what the collective consists of. And they're doing a series on gentrification, which is also about their neighborhood in East Los Angeles. And the second half of the show is the Inland Empire Immigrant Youth Collective, which is a group benefit show. And all the artists in this show are giving their share of their art, and they're going to be dedicating it to the IE Inland Empire Immigrant Youth Collective.
The most recent art show that I participated at Urge Palette was the Witches art show, and it was 13 women. I did, a piece of it was like a witch as a sculpture, but I've done mostly Halloween shows. I've done a coffin with all kinds of, bits and pieces and sculptures and paintings on it. Kind of art that I create would be mostly illustrations and dabbling in, sculptures, mixed media, sometimes short stop motion films, stuff like that.
So the opportunities that Urge has given me are just networking. All the people that I've met coming through the store, whether it's being an artist or just an everyday person trying to figure out their calling, the opportunities here were something that weren't achievable what I was doing before. And I'm highly grateful for Urge Palette and just what they're doing for the community. My art is a variation of everything that revolves around my life. As you can see in this artwork here, it was just something that brought me to my roots, and this is what that show was about. What I'm trying to embrace in my art is to make people think and feel a certain way when they see that type of art. 4 letters can fit anything, like buena onda, de la raza. There's a lot of phrases in, I feel like Mexican, like slang or language that can be interpreted within those 8 letters. So I felt like regardless of what it says, it's trying to, bring you closer to that sense of your roots. Printmaking is just another home for me, really.
I think that this whole thing is just a crazy experiment that's working so far. As long as my landlord lets us stay here, then we're going to be happy with whatever happens in the near future, which I think will be more art shows, a lot more supplies coming, a lot more activities coming, and hopefully, we get to be allowed to be here longer. So, yeah, more of the same, more good stuff.
Many people know of St. Vincent DePaul as a chain of thrift stores, but founded in France 180 years ago, the St. Vincent DePaul Society provides a wide range of services for needy people without regard to race, religious, or ethnic origin.
St. Vincent DePaul is a Catholic organization that serves the poor and homeless of any religion for free. Their mission is to help feed, clothe, house, and heal people in need through their various thrift store locations. But this organization is much more than a thrift store. They are a group of 2,500 volunteers who assist over 159,000 people with food, clothing, and shelter. St. Vincent de Paul was founded almost 200 years ago in Paris, France, by Frederick Ozanam to help the poor of all religions. He was troubled by the amount of poverty he saw living on the streets. He named the society St. Vincent de Paul after the French saint who was known for heroic goodness to the poor. Today, The Society is an international organization of volunteer Catholic women and men with more than 1 million members.
It is going throughout the world at the present time. The prime St. Vincent DePaul is at the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. Each Catholic church has their own particular function called St. Vincent DePaul, and they are all very different.
Circle V Ranch Camp is a traditional summer camp with various activities such as hiking, swimming, nature, archery, sports, campfires, songs, and much more.
Circle V Ranch is a summer camp and retreat center nestled in the Los Padres National Forest, just 20 minutes from Santa Barbara. During the summer, children ages 7 through 13 enjoy a traditional sleepover camp with fun activities.
Our community encourages imagination, creativity, and nature-based activities, all as essential tools for personal development and growth. Circle V provides team building and leadership programs for schools and youth ministries, and any, whether young or seniors. We want to open our homes to yours.
Programs are designed for each camper to participate in innovative and enriching outdoors experiences.
Coming up to Circle V Ranch, it's like you're escaping the world that stresses you out.
Circle V Ranch Camp embraces its youth-centered programs and it's committed to the growth and development of children through meaningful and rewarding activities.
My name is Robert Fleming. I am president of the St. Vincent de Paul Society of Holy Name Mary Church. Been a member of church about 40 years now. The organization has been in this site about 2 years now. This building's been open. But we've been in several locations throughout Glendora and San Dimas. We track everything we do with every person we help, whether it's food, utility bills. We also provide subway cards for a sandwich. We provide bus passes for people that want to get from here to somewhere else. And we also provide dollar store where they may want to buy something different that we can't help them with it here. Everything we get here is donated from our parish or from different organizations that support us. We're open on a weekly basis, every day, Monday through Friday, from 10:30 to 2:30. We take people in via phone call for appointments or they walk in the front door. We average at the present time, we're averaging about 50 to 60 people a week coming in looking for assistance. And this assistance can be anything whatsoever. It's amazing the people we have that volunteer to assist, to give their time on a daily basis to assist these people in need. The people helping are comfortable, they have what they need. The people they help, it's just unbelievable how much dedication they give to these people to feel sorry for them and to help them and to get them over a certain lump in their life.
A lot of people think the society is just a thrift store, but we're more than a store.
For some of our friends who come, it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
It's a warm coat.
It's a place to get back on your feet.
It's a safe home for my family.
It's a great place to spend the summer.
It's a place where children find love.
It's a home for me.
It's someone to pray with, no matter what your belief.
It's a refrigerator delivered to your home.
It's a bed when you need one.
It's a place to play.
It's light in the darkness.
It doesn't matter what race you are.
Or if you have no money.
Or your religion.
For many years, the organization of St. Vincent de Paul has provided services to low-income families and people who are homeless. They will continue to do so until there is an end to the poverty, but they need people like you to help them. To donate items such as food, clothes, furniture, or even vehicles, please call 1-800-974-3571 or visit their website for more ways to donate. St. Vincent de Paul, more than a thrift store.
Thanks for joining us on Spotlight. If you have ideas for future shows, please contact us at the email at the end of the credits. From all of us here at Spotlight, I'm Preston Parker.